Good afternoon, sir. Today we are going to present our group project with the title Student Information System. There are two members in this group, which are me, Hui Yee, and with the metric number 270849, and Soon Jing with metric number 270937. Now I'm going to talk about the background of this project. Nowadays, the number of students in universities has increased, and it caused a lot of paperwork to the management department in the university. Therefore, a student info system should be designed to save time and human resources. In this system, users are allowed to check students' results with student metric number and calculate their grade, then record them into the system in few seconds. Besides that, users are also able to view all of the data that recorded in the system. I will present about the user manual. For the user interface, we are using a GUI interface implemented in Java. The forms are easy to fill in, panels and components can be added, removed, and updated very easily. The application will show some hints if the inputs in the text file are rejected. Main page is used to display all the components at once. It enables users to search the student results that has stored in the system by using their metric number. This is the main page of the system. In the main page, users can search and view student results by clicking the search button. Users can clear the text field using clear button, and they can add a new student data by clicking add new student data button, and display all new student data by clicking the display all student data button. The limitation of this page is the text field could only accept number and the maximum of 6-digit number. Then the text area is not editable by users. This is the page for adding new student data. In this page, users can insert the information of a new student and choose the program by using the ready button. Users can calculate the grade by clicking the calculate button, then the grade will be shown in the text field prepared. To store the data that have been inserted, users have to click the store button. As usual, user can clear the text field, text area, and ready button by using the clear button. To return the main page, user have to click the back button. The limitation of this page is the text field could only accept the maximum of 6-digit number. The total coursework mark and final exam mark should in between 0 to 100% and cannot be null. Text field of grade and the text area is not editable by users. Plus, all of the data cannot be null when storing the data. Page is the page for display all student data. In this page, user can view all data and the grade distribution of a student. User can return into main page by clicking the back button, and the text area is not editable by users. Next, I will pass to my friend to explain about the coding part.
My name is Soon Jing, metric number 270937. So I'm going to explain the coding of our application now. And this is the defined class and all of the objects that we create in the defined class. This is the public class student account, which is we have to declare the in here such as name, metric number, program, coursework mark, final exam mark, and grade. This is the public student account. This is the information that we have to store in the array. So we have to declare the variable of the data in here first, such as name, metric, program, coursework, final exam as NMPCWFE. And this is the parameter to insert when we call this method in other class such as string n, integer m, string p, double CW, double FE. And this is the way we calculated the total mark. We have to declare double C, double F, and double total mark first. And the formula of the total mark is C plus F. C is equal to CW times 60 divided by 100. F is equal to FE times 40 divided by 100. And this is the grading schema system according to the UMs. If the total mark is equal of more than 90, then the grade will be A plus. And if the total mark is less than 35, then the grade will be F. And this is the method to get metric in other class. And this is the method to display information in other class if we call the method. So now I'm going to introduce the coding of the main page. This is the public class of the main page. First, we have to declare the student account this first and declare the count. So this code is enable the frame display in the center of the screen, and we already insert two account into the account list to enable the user can press the search button to those starting of the data is stored in the system by the user before. And the account list is maximum 1000 student account, and the first account will be account list 0 and second account will be account list 1. So the count will be 2 because the account stored in the system is 2. And this public main page is stemming with the public main page because this is the method that other class can be called to display main page, so that when they call this method, the account list of the listed accounts will be account list of that page, and the latest count will be the count in the page. This is the method that to get the student account. And now I'm going to explain the display button. This is the action performed if the user click the display button. A new display will be shown, and the account list and account will be inserted into the page, and the page will be shown in the center. This is the for counting looping to enable the system to read the data that's stored in the system one by one. This is the for counting loop that enables the system read the data that's stored in the system one by one and display the student information such as name, matric number, program, coursework, final exam mark, and grade. Then give a space. To calculate the grade distribution, we have to declare graph grade first. This is the formula to calculate the grade distribution. The for counting rule is enable the system to read the data one by one, and if the grade in the system is A plus, then the grade 1 will be increased 1 at the end. The test error that in the display Java will be show how many students get A plus according to the grade. At the last, this page will be disappear. So now I'm going to introduce a search button, and this action performed when user click the button. Matric number that insert into the matric number text field will be get, and student account will be created and is done. And this is the for counting loop to let the system read the data one by one. And if the matric number that insert is same with the matric number that's stored in the account list, then the student account will become the data that stored in the account list. Then the information related to the account list will be shown in the text area as name, matric number, and so on. Else, if the matric number is not existed in the system, then no such student will be displayed in the text area. And this is the limitation that we set in the matric number text field. If the character is not a digit of the character is not backspace, then a big sound will be displayed and the action will be concealed and not performed into our application, not performed to the text field. And this is the add button. This add button is enable user to click when they want to turn into the add Java. The account list and count will be inserted into the Java. Then this page will be disappear. And this is the action that will performed by the clear button. The matric number text field will be set into blank, and the result text area also will be set into blank. This is also another one limitation set into the matric number text field. The number can insert into the matric number text field only from 0 until 9. And if the length is over than 6, then the text field is not going to edit by the user anymore. And also if the user want to use the backspace, the matric number text field will become editable again. Now I'm going to explain the coding of add new student data. And this is the public graph of the add student. All of them is same with the starting of the main page. The different only the class need have to change in same with the add Java. So this is public add. And this is the coding that we set into the clear button. All of the text field and text error will be turned back into blank if the user click the button. And this calculate action will be performed by the calculate button. First, the system will get the text that users insert into the course mark text field. If the course mark text field is empty, the message will append, please fill in your coursework mark in the text area. Then If the COSMA test field have a number, then the system will get the. So now I'm going to explain the calculator action performed. And at the first, if the user click the calculate button, the COSMA test field will be get the digit that insert by the user. And if the COSMA is equal to empty, the message will be appended in the test area. Please fill in your coursework mark. Else, the digit that get from the test field will become double CW. And if the CW is less than 0 or more than 100, the COSMA test field will be turned into blank again. This one test field which is under the COSMA test field will be show the mark must be between 0 to 100. If the number is between 0 to 100, the system will get the final exam test field. And if the final exam test field is equal to the empty, the message will show again to remind the user to fill in. If the final exam mark is between 0 to 100, then will remind the user to fill in the number that is between 0 to 100. Else, the grade will be calculated by following using this formula that show in the student account main page before, which is CW times 60 divided by 100, FE times 40 divided by 100, and total mark is equal to C plus S. The grading schema system is also according to the system. Now I'm going to explain the store button action performs. The name test field will be get test, and if the name is equal to empty, then a message will appear which is please fill in your name. Else, we will declare A into 0, and the digit that insert into the matrix test field will be get test. And if the matrix is equal to empty, the message will be shown again. Please fill in your matrix number. Else, the matrix will be declared into the integer, and this is the for looping to let the system to read the data that's stored in the array list one by one. If the matrix number that insert by the user is same with the data that have stored in the system, then A will become 1. If A will become 1, then a message will be shown the matrix number has stored in the system. To remind the user the matrix number is repeated. Else, the M will become or get into the declare into integer only. Now we declare the string P into empty if multimedia reader button is not selected and IND reader button is not selected, then the message will appear. Please select the program. Else, if multimedia reader button is selected, P will become multimedia get test. Then we declare the CWS to the COSMA test field for get test. If the COSMA equal to empty, then the message will appear again. The message to remind the user to fill in. And if the message is not empty, not between 0 to 100, then the message will be shown in to remind the user to insert the number that increase 0 to 100. Then it send the action that performed with the final exam. And if all of this is done, the account list will be stored into the system by name, matrix number, program, coursework, final exam, and a message student account with the name and matrix number successfully added into the system. L is the IND real button is set, and the same perform will be again if the data that inserted by the user is not rejected by the system. So now this is some limitation that we set to the matrix number test field. We set the matrix number test field is only can accept from 0 to 9, and if the rank is more than 6, it won't be edited by the user anymore. And the backspace key can be function if the user type else other key is cannot be function. Now this is the some limitation we set into the final exam key test field. If the character is not equal to DG and the character is not a backspace of the decimal, then sounds repeat will be displayed and the action will be constant. And this is the same action we set to the COSMA test field. So at last, I'm going to explain the coding at the display. This is of the same coding that we set into the public to let the other class can be called the account list and count to the place again. And this two coding is enabled to let the brand show the information that we set in the main page to display the information. This is the results for the student information, and this is the result to show the grade distribution that we set in the main page. And all of this is same. When the user click the back button, the account list and count will be inserted into the main page, and the main page will be appear, and this page will be disappear. That's all of our presentation. Thank you.